Welcome back, everybody. My name is Grace, or Gibby, whatever you prefer, and I'm here with a little showcase, a little tester video that I was playing around with. Now, before I get right into it, you might be wondering, oh, he's fighting Karnax. Hasn't he done that before? Yes, I have. Oh, Karnax seems to be undead because Paladin is tanking it. Yep. For my first turn, I stood in ice armor with an ice shield. I took like 500 damage because he did his ice attack. I had to reset a couple times for that to happen. But after that, I switched to the Paladin armor with the shield and the Communicant Misc, and I used Slowback Undeadify. And after that, Karnax did very reasonable damage to me, like this, like 500 a turn, which is totally healable. So that's how I got set up. Now you might be wondering, why did he just heal 2.8k for seemingly no reason? And why is he summoning and unsummoning the Amoria Guest? Well, the heal is from the Sacred Paladin weapon, and you might know that normally they don't heal 300k or 3k. So the secret is that I'm using ranged ramping, and currently this is a temporary addition to the game where ranged damage ramps infinitely. Now I've stalled with 350 turns, and I have a 1300% range damage multiplier. So, because I stalled for that long, all of my range damage is multiplied by 13. Now, what does that mean? It means a lot of things, but we'll wait to see that, because the goal of this is to one-shot Karnax, so that's what I'm going to be trying to do, and that's why I'm stalling for so long, so I get all that damage. Now for the Summon Amoria Guest, why am I summoning it and unsummoning it? Well, I wanted to make sure I could actually one-shot Karnax from full HP, so I didn't want to do any damage to it. So, Summon Amoria is one of those old types of guests where the spell to summon her takes your whole turn. So I've been stalling by not attacking and using Amoria to stall my turn, and Amoria will never hit Karnax because I have 0 charisma, and Karnax has 157 MRM. So I use this to stall infinitely without damaging the boss. If you want to do this yourself, I recommend the Summon Pixies guest from Haria's shop. It's like level 40, and it does the same exact thing, but you don't need to have a Snugglefest useless item to do it. You can just buy it and sell it later, because it's in Arya's shop. Okay, so finally we're getting into the one-shot attempt. Now I'm going to be using Tyrantosaurus Basket Breath with Celerity, and I'm going to be using Hypercrit and some other boosters to see if I can one-bang him with my massive ranged damage multiplier. So I'm using Legion Shield Cake for that because Shield Cakes don't have a save on their effects. I only have one Shield Cake. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it as a package unless you want to do unbeatables, but I haven't played around with it too much. But it just seems annoying to stack all the time for boss fights and whatnot. So for me, not worth it, but if you like that stacking for like infinite power, go for it, dude. Now what I'm doing is using Quad Mod to give myself Fake Intellect, Temporary Intellect, which fills up my mana bar so I can use this quick cast Time Killer spell. Time Killer gives Hypercrit for mana, and Quad Mod gives me temporary mana that I can use even though I have 0 intellect. Now, when you get rid of the mana, you'll notice my HP just dropped, and that's because if you use temporary mana, like from an int drive or from Quad Mod, the cost is taken out of your HP after you lose that temporary mana. It's a little complicated, I won't get into it, but basically, I'm still paying the cost, just with HP instead of MP. Okay, so I have 100% Hypercrit. The next thing I'm going to do is use Moonwalker's Grace. Moonwalker's Grace, probably the strongest free-to-play spell. You know, I'm not going to say that actually. Probably a super powerful free-to-play spell for anyone with Dex. I used it recently to kill the level 1 Nerfkin at level 35, completely free-to-play. Go check that video out if you want the power level anytime soon. But anyways, so Moonwalker's Grace gives me 86 Dexterity, which is a significant boost to my damage. I was going to use the Olympics medal for boosting fire damage with the alien power, but unfortunately I forgot to change my clan element, so I'm missing out on damage. At the time of when this was live, because I'm doing a voiceover because the audio corrupted and I was sick, so you just couldn't hear anything. But at the time, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to have enough damage without the alien power, I'm worried I'm low on damage. Like, oh no, like I've got 1.25. I don't have that 1.25 damage multiplier. But as you can see, I'm stacking double berserk. I'm stacking some dex boosts. I've got an auto hit fire weapon. And this last thing I do, or one of the last things I do, is use the royal cake pet. This package I would recommend, but that's another issue. I'm going to use its strength boost, but before I use its strength boosts, I use the shield cake's charisma boost, so the strength boost is higher. Now, why am I boosting strength with a ranged weapon? Because strength gives a slight base damage boost to all your basic attacks of any attack style. At 250, it's 5%. At 100, it's 2%. So a small boost, but it's something. Now I'm checking all my numbers. Did I remember all my boosts? I think I did, so let's swing on him, baby. Okay, so that attack was about 50,000 damage. You'll notice it was not a one-shot. If I casted it again, it wouldn't be a one-shot. I wouldn't have killed him, but I did hit him for like 7k per hit on average. One of them was 8.5k. That was the high roll. But I did 50k damage in one skill. So the attempt was a failure to one-shot Karnax, but I did have a lot of fun just hitting those crazy numbers. And you'll see at the end of the video, I finished him off just in the paladin armor, just for fun. And I used some of the weapon-based skills and hit some big numbers and had a good time with it. But as you can see, I didn't one-shot Karnax, so you need a lot more ramping or a lot more effective boosting to actually one-shot him or two-shot him with Basket Breath. It's certainly possible, but it took me an hour to stall to turn 350, even with the Summon a Moria method. There's probably a faster way to stall turns without doing weapon damage. But I needed to hold the Sacred Paladin weapon to heal from the undead bonus, because again, I turned him undead, so I couldn't think of a better way than summoning and unsummoning a old guest. But if you can, let me know in the comments, because getting fast turn resets, if you're going for like an 1000% bonus, it'll save you a lot of time. I also took away my pet for most of it, so I saved on that animation. Yeah, but let me know what you think of for faster turn resetting. Oh my god, did you see that? 14.2k heal off a Sacred Paladin weapon? That's nuts, man. That's nuts. But ramping, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's good or bad for the game. I've got mixed opinions on it, but it's definitely fun. So if you want to do something crazy, if you want to take on Karnax, if you want to take on, who else? Loco, well, maybe not Loco, because the ramping is really the issue, but if you want to take on some strong fights and just stall them out and then like one-shot them, now is the time to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was fun and informative. Now you can see me playing around in the Paladin armor, looking at all the skills and whatnot. I put it at 4x speed, so it's a little fast, but I did hit 20k fire damage at one point. That was fun. That was a good lucky strike. But yeah, play around with infinite ramping while it's here, because it probably won't be forever. But yeah, definitely a crazy effect we have going right now for range damage. Again, I don't think it's like OP, because who's gonna wait 300 turns to complete a boss? But, well, I mean, I did, but oh my god, I'm so sick. Man, alright. I love you guys. Have a good day. Spread some peace and love, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.